What's up, boys? Data782 here with episode 2 of Fixing the Franchise here with the Anaheim Ducks. At the beginning of the 2019-2020 simulation, we are hopping into the beginning after going through an intro last episode. We bought the team, we fired Bob Murray, we fired Dallas Eakins. Everyone's out. The Mighty Ducks are back to glory. We're going to bring them there. So in the last episode, we went over the scouts, the coaches, the lines, and all that stuff. A couple of suggestions that I received was the possibility of trading Danton Heinen and or Josh Manson. Josh Manson, 27 years old, top 4D potential, 84 overall, defenseman, good defensive stats. Pretty much all he's got. He's not going to be an offensive threat or anything. Good physical, half decent skating. Now, I'm not too attached to Josh Manson. The big boys are Lindholm and Fowler, but Manson, I wouldn't be totally opposed to trading him. Plus, we do have younger people who could take over. So I'm going to look at that being a possibility. Also for Danton Heinen, wouldn't be opposed to trading him either. 24 years old, medium top 6, 80 overall. He's a two-way forward who's not really a centerman. I wouldn't be super opposed to it. I think I'd like to simulate a bit and then see, especially for Heinen. More Manson I'm down to trade. Raquel, I also changed him to a left wing since he is not a centerman with 67 faceoffs. That just keeps from the lines changing all the time. Like if I press best lines, it won't put Raquel as center, hopefully. But I think we're ready to hop into the simulation of game number 1. In this season, what I'd like to do is similar to some other YouTubers that I see, that rivalry games, I'd like to have a higher focus on those. So games where we play against the Sharks or the Kings, I'd like to go in and simulate those as our rivals, get some storylines going. And aside from that, we're just going to start simulating with game 1 of the regular season here up against the Arizona Coyotes. Will we be a good team this year? I'm not sure. Or are we just going to be garbage and we go for a draft pick? We're going to have to see what happens. So first period with new management at the wheel here in Anaheim, 0-0. Second period, 0-0 again. Okay, shots 23 to 18 in Arizona's favor. And Ekman Larson will open up the season with a goal against John Gibson. Gibson, just like in real life, he's holding down the fort, but we are not able to really get any scoring going. Power play for the Coyotes, which is a long one that we kill off, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get anything going as we are shut out 1-0 in game number 1 of the season. A 26 save shutout for Darcy Kemper, Mr. Darcy himself. So we lose our first game of the season 1-0, not the worst loss. We can take it. I don't feel the role you offer me is appropriate. Okay, Bedrick Shorts, whatever. Now I need to see what's Geisberger going to say, because that's what's going to make me buzz. Okay, I accept. Thanks, Bello. Thank you for your generous financial compensation. No problem. I hope you drown in your bath of money, bro. Man, I have to give him an extra $100,000 just to get him to join when he already could have joined as a goalie coach. So when you go to the coaching staff, he should be there as the goalie coach, head coach. So yeah, he is the goalie coach. He's happy enough, I guess. AHL head coach, associate coach, everything's filled. 8 out of 8 spots. Generalist, defenseman, all that stuff. Everyone seems to have a good team fit. 60%. I think that may have dropped. Did that drop since last time? Oop. Not sure. I don't think it did. See, what does he think about Manson? Manson. I don't see him. There he is. He thinks pretty highly of Manson. Okay. What does Saul Allen think? It doesn't matter what he thinks. Okay. Darren Martinez, doesn't matter what he thinks. Geisberger doesn't care what he thinks. Okay. So we're going to see if that really has an effect on anything, really. I'm not sure if it does. And we're going to see this game here, the 2-0 San Jose Sharks. They should be pretty good. I gave Thomas Hertl a little bit of a boost. He was low top 6. I made him medium top 6, I believe. And let's see what the Sharks can do here in game 1. And Sam Steele from on Martin Jones. I thought that was Max Jones. So Sam Steele, the rookie, our third line center, opens up our season scoring as he gets his first goal on the power play. First period ends 1-1 as Logan Couture scores on John Gibson. Second period here, no scoring. Third period, Kevin Labanc scores early on John Gibson. I don't know why people call him Labanc. It should be Laban. Third period looks like it's going just as slow as the last game. Thomas Vanek gets his first as a Duck. Didn't he actually already play on Anaheim somewhere in this? No, I don't think he did. But he gets his first as a Duck, and we are headed to overtime. So what I'd like to do whenever it's overtime, I'd like to hop in and see some simulation, especially when it's a rivalry game like this. Let's get Camo, Hockey Fights Cancer, 93, there we go. Let's get the jerseys going. CPU versus CPU, let's get it. See if the AI is any smarter. The refs definitely aren't, as they almost bump into each other at the blue line. Erik Karlsson gets a couple shots off on John Gibson, which he stops. Raquel comes the other way over the blue line. Rickard Raquel hangs onto it, and Jones makes the blocker save. Now here's Adam Henrique to the point. It's Manson. Raquel! Big blockers. No, glove save, I think. I think it hit off the glove of Martin Jones. Adam Henrique now the other way. Breakaway for Adam Henrique to ice it for the first one of the season. Yes, Adam Henrique on a terrible move gets past the disgusting AI, and the Anaheim Ducks, the mighty Ducks, take game 2 of the season and go 1-1 on the year. A good win for the boys from the stick of Adam Henrique. So that puts us 1-1-0 on the season. Now we can get some simulation going, which is always what we like to have. We are going to go, let's say, just a few weeks. Let's see where we're at after a few weeks of simulation. We have a little Eastern Conference run over here. We beat the Red Wings 4-1, lose 5-0 to the Penguins. Yikes. That was probably Jack Campbell in nets. 3-1 win over the Jackets, 3-1 win over the Bruins, 5-1 win over the Buffalo Sabres, which is nice. We're 5-2-0 now. 2-1 overtime win against the Hurricanes, 3-1 win against the Flames, 3-1 win against the Predators, okay. 4-1 win against the Dallas Stars, okay. 4-0 shutout win against the Avalanche, but then we lose to the Vegas Golden Knights. We shut out the Jets, was it? Matt Owen in a third. No, I'm going to decline that. Okay, so we're 11-4-0. We shut out the Jets there. We lose the Canucks 4-2, and we're 11-4-0. Was not expecting that through the first 15 games of the season, that's for sure. 11 points in 15 games as Jakob Silfverberg leads scoring for us. Getzlaf tied with him at 11 points. Henrique Pominville playing well. Sam Steele playing well. This is his first season. This will be his first full season. 11 points in 22 games last year with the Ducks. Thomas Vanek has 7. Is this his first stint with Anaheim? Yeah, it is. He's been on a lot of teams the last few years. Kessler has 6. That's surprising. Raquel only 6. That's surprising in a different way. Lindholm Manson is a +4 with 6 points. Okay. Sonny Milano has 5. Nicolas Delorier, legend. Love Delorier. Rowney, Larson. Heinen 3 points. That's pretty pits. Fowler 3 person. Okay. How are the goalies doing? Campbell's 0-2, but Gibson really holding it down. Probably the best goalie in NHL right now, most likely, with a 1.22 goals against average through 13 games. Very nice. See, now's the point where I don't know if I want to trade Manson or not. And I don't know, I'm more inclined to trade Heinen, though. But let's see what the AI would give me. Let's try this new trade finder. What would the NHL offer me for Danton Heinen if I check open block? What are the offers? I get 13 offers. Second and a fourth, Stone in a third, second, third in Cogliano, Julius Honka, that's interesting. Brett Connolly, a third and a prospect, a second, a third and a random, third, fifth prospect, third, McQuaid, second, third, Jonathan Dahlin in a third. Now that would have been cool a couple of years ago, but I'm pretty sure he's mid-60s and like 22 years old or something, so he doesn't really grow in this game. A second, a third, a fourth. So it looks like I can get, Sami Niku even. Actually, let me see Sami Niku. And I also got an offer for Julius Honka there. Sami Niku, top 4D potential, 23 years old, 76 overall. Dallas was also offering me Julius Honka. That would be an interesting one as well. They're 8-6-1. Julius Honka is 23 years old, 77 overall with medium top 4D potential. He's in the minors right now. He's just a healthy scratch right now. I wouldn't mind saving Julius Honka, but and he's getting up there in age, 23-77. It looks like a second and a third is also a possibility, which is nice. Like a straight up second and third, or a second, third, and something else, which would be like Cogliano from the Stars. That's interesting. Now, what would they offer me if I was willing to trade Manson? Manson does have quite a bit of trade value, so let's see what we would get. We have 5 offers. A first, Brett Connolly, and is it Riley Stillman? Brett Connolly, a second, and Luostarinen. Owen Tippett, Brett Connolly, and a third. Now that's interesting. Heponiemi Connolly and a third. Okay, it's all Anaheim. Noel. Okay, so basically they want to give me a third, Brett Connolly, and a prospect. Of those 3, I think Owen Tippett is the one I'm most interested by, that's for sure. He has medium top 6 potential, 74 overall, 20 years old. He is a sniper, 6'2". He's a big boy. 17 points in 11 games in the OHL right now. I really do like Owen Tippett. Brett Connolly, rough contract, but we could take it. Through a 3rd round pick from Colorado. Do they have, now they're offering me Heponiemi and this guy Noel. Okay, all these guys are lower. I wouldn't want any of these guys. Tippett would be the one that I want. So I could get Owen Tippett, Brett Connolly, and a 3rd round pick for Josh Manson, 28 years old, 84 overall, defensive defenseman, a goal and 5 assists, a +4. He's racking 20 minutes a night. That would be tough. Connolly would give us the scoring, but then I'd have to trade maybe Connolly or a different forward to fill in that hole on D, maybe for Honka. See, I really like this deal, and I probably would have made it at the beginning of the season, but we're 11-4-0. I'm not going to make it yet. If I do make a deal, it's not going to be just yet. Danton Heinen is on thin ice, though, and I don't know. If we continue this, then maybe we're going to go to the playoffs. What do you know? So the lines, I think I'm going to keep them as they are. Danton Heinen, I don't want to put him lower than the 3rd line. And defense seems to be clicking all right. So I'm going to leave it as that. And we'll keep simulating, let's say, another maybe 10 games or so. Let's. Did I skip any rival games? I don't think I did. Ducks and Sharks is what I always want to see. Maybe even Vegas sometimes as well. No, didn't skip any. So let's go up to this next game against the Sharks. We'll simulate another 4 games and see where we're at. Blackhawks, we lose 3-2. Wild, we win 6-3. Good year for rookies, says the scout. It's decent. Pretty sure it's a decent year, unless there's some generated guys who are really good. Edmonton Oilers, we lose 4-1. They're definitely a strong team. And the Red Wings, we beat them 5-2. So we're 13-6-0, going up against the 11-6-2 San Jose Sharks for the 2nd time this season. So first period, 1-0 Sharks from Logan Couture once again. Second period, 5-1. Sorensen, Nosen, Radil, Ferraro, 4 players who barely make an NHL lineup. And then Lindholm scores on Dell. They have their backup in. Campbell's now in for us. We're down 5-1 here in the 3rd period. Power play for us, and Erik Karlsson scores. That's great. Carter Rowney scores. That's nice. Is that glitch still there, where a second after the power play there's a goal that happens? 18:05 would bring us to 16:05. No, he scored 30 seconds after. Okay, that glitch is not there anymore. Let's just end it. We lose 6-2 in embarrassing fashion against the San Jose Sharks at home, so that's not too great. Well, let's go up to this first game of the season against the Kings, though, who are 7-10-2. We'll get another little bit of simulation done and see where we're at. St. Louis Blues, who are 7-11-2. We beat them 4-2. Washington Capitals, we lose 4-2. Florida Panthers, we might be trading with. We beat them 3-2 in a shootout. Little Eastern swing. Tampa Bay Lightning, we lose 3-2 in a shootout. Beat the Islanders 6-2. Lose against the Coyotes in a shootout. And Winnipeg Jets, we lose against them. We're 16-9-2. So we're a pretty bubble team. 16-9-2 going up against the 9-15-3 LA Kings. Let's see what's going on. First period, goal from Adam Henrique on Eddie Lack. Second period, another goal. Carter Rowney. We're up 2-0 against the Kings here. Eddie Lack between the pipes. Power play for us, nothing coming from that. John Gibson really holding it down. He is our savior in real life and here. Jason Pominville makes it 3-0. A little life left in those skates. And we're going to end it right there as John Gibson, I think, gets the shutout. 1 goal per period, 22 save shutout for Gibson, a goal for Henrique, 2 assists for Vanek. And we win 3-0 to put our season record at 17-9-2. Let's get a quick look at the team. 24 points in 28 games for Adam Henrique. Getzlaf 20, Vanek 19, Palmville 18. So these were 2 big free agency signings. Sam Steele has 14 and 28, very nice. Raquel with 13 and 28 is pretty weird. 2 goals and 11 assists. Fowler Delorier has 11 points, love it. Kessler Milano. Rowney Heinen has 7 points, 4 goals in 28 games, a bit scary. Manson's down to a -2 now. Juice is a -3. Neither of them have gotten any points since the last simulation, little bout simulation. And Campbell yet to win a game, 0-3-0. 17-7-2 is John Gibson. Jack Campbell really struggling. We do need an improvement on defense, but trading Josh Manson wouldn't give us really an improvement unless I am willing to, if I could trade Manson and then trade Connolly and Heinen for a defenseman. I think I'm going to do it. I think I need to be realistic that although we're doing well right now, we're not going to be as good. We need prospects for the future. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And I think I want to trade Josh Manson, not because of anything to do with him necessarily, but because that seems like a very, very nice return from the Florida Panthers. I would really like a top, was he a top 10 pick? There it is. Oh no, first round pick here. Was he a top 10 pick, I believe? Any other officers? The Canadians will give us a first and Carter. A first and Caden Primo. Interesting. Could also get Primo in 2 seconds, or Brooke and a second and a third. Okay, now that is something to also consider now. Josh Brooke, how is he in this game? He has top 4 potential, 20 years old, and he's 69 overall. Okay, playing in the WHL, is it? Yeah, 19 points in 22 games. Interesting, with a second and a third. Now, Caden Primo, how is he in this game? Primo, he's 75 overall. He has the medium starter potential. We have no goalies in the system. So I could get Primo and a first. Are the Canadians a good team? They are a playoff team, most likely. That's the problem. Do I take a first and a goalie prospect, or do I take the sniper with Brett Connolly, who I can flip for another defenseman and maybe something like that, and then I take a third? That is a predicament. Manson for Primo and a first. I'm not going to take the Brook deal, so it's either Primo and a first, or Owen Tippett, Brett Connolly, and a third. That is what my issue is right now. I think I'm going to go with the Florida deal. Because I could find a better goalie prospect, and this gives me Brett Connolly to work with, which could also be another trade down the road. So I take the Avalanche's third, I take Brett Connolly and Owen Tippett straight up for Josh Manson. I think that's a fair deal. I'm not going to try to milk anything else out. I was thinking about retaining salary, but that wouldn't work either. I was looking at some possibilities. So Josh Manson to the Florida Panthers for Owen Tippett, Brett Connolly, and a third-round pick. What do you say, Florida? Happy to accept. Thank you very much. Thank you, Josh Manson. I think this is a deal that's going to help us, so I had to make it. Thank you for your service. It just wasn't what I was looking for right now. So I'm going to edit the lines, but then get right back into the trade screen. So Brett Connolly, he has 10 points in 26 games. Not too bad, but I'm going to see if I could package him and Danton Heinen for some sort of defenseman to play on the second pair. So I'm going to see what I can do for that. Connolly and Heinen give me no trade offers, so that's not going to work. If I take out Danton Heinen, I'm not sure if anyone even just wants Brett Connolly straight up. Yeah, 9 different offers, which include a 4th-round pick and Mark Stone. I'm looking just at defensemen. So I get McQuaid, I could get Stone, I could get Borowicki, and I could get Jonathan Dahlin, but he's not going to be that great. Alex Steen, don't want him really. 2 third-round picks. So it looks like it's going to be Stone or McQuaid. Stone, I don't think I really want McQuaid. What's Stone's overall? He has 1 year left at 0.7. He's 80 overall, not bad. He could play top 4 for us if we really needed him to. Good two-way defenseman, pretty solid defensive stats. 6'3". That wouldn't be a bad deal. Stone for and a 4th. I think I'll do that actually. Connolly, 4 years left at 3.5. I don't want to get roped up with that contract. I'd rather keep Heinen and trade Connolly than keep Connolly and trade Heinen right now. So I'll make that deal. Thank you, Calgary. It's like a 3-team trade. Thank you very much. And now I will go fix those lines once and for all before we hop back into simulation. Owen Tippett is an Anaheim Duck. He's playing down in the juniors, so we should see him in San Diego for next season. Game's telling me that if I put Lindholm down here with Stone, it gives Juice a +1 with Fowler. Everyone gets +1s all around. Or if I keep it like this, it's at a 0 on the second pairing. So, do I really need the +1? I think I'd rather just keep it like this, and then I'll see if I need to make any changes. I could put Stone down and give a +1 to this line, or Juice would give a plus. You know what? I'd rather have a +1 on this line. So I think either Jacob Larson, 1 goal, 8 assists, +13, 1 goal, 3. So there you go. Larson can go up here with Stone, Pearson down here with Juice. That'll be how it works there. Special teams, just going to make sure everything's good. All right, and we are good to go. Danton Heinen still on thin ice. I'm not going to move you just yet. And let's hop into the game against the Washington Capitals and see if we have anything. So, hold on. Tobias Reeder is on waivers. 76 overall, 26 years old, medium bottom 6. Nah, not interested. So he can go down. Let's see if any changes to our team. Oh, and the St. Louis Blues have fired head coach Martin Outlaw. That's interesting. Thanks for showing us. I like that the game shows you that. And new central scouting rankings. So let's check out the draft class while we're here. Let's see what we got. Of course, Alexis Lafreniere is at the top. Alexei Nazarov is a created player, I believe. The rest are all real. Lucas Raymond, Alex Holtz, Cole Perfetti. A lot of big bellows. These guys are created. Gordon Wheeler, I think. Lundell is real. Rossi real, all these guys. So right now it says that we're picking around this area, but our scouts will continue to work there. Just wanted to quickly see what they were thinking. So let's see how the team looks without Josh Manson. How can we do up against the Washington Capitals, who are 14-2? First period, I keep forgetting that way I don't need to go to goals. Alex Ovechkin on John Gibson, of course. Second period, 1-1 game, thanks to Hampus Lindholm on Ilya Samsonov. Third period, tied at 1. Shots are pretty tied up as well. Pretty good match. John Gibson is really our savior in this season, but Daniel Sprong scores to make it 2-1. And the game, no, Carter Rowney from the 4th line. And now a power play for us. Can we capitalize? No. And Lars Eller makes it 3-2. Can we tie it up and put it into overtime? No, as the Washington Capitals beat us by a score of 3-2 to put our record to 17-10-2. But let's continue simulating and see what the Stars have to say. We're going to go up to our next game against our rivals, the LA Kings. Only a couple more games of simulation. Jets and Wild. Those 2 games result in a 3-2 loss. Jakob Silfverberg, mild concussion. Sheesh, he's out till December 15th. Only fixed lines, they're going to look something like this. Until further notice, because putting Raquel and Vanek here gives everybody a +1. Rowney here gives it a +1. David Baquez slots in on the 4th line. So that is what we're going to do. They still haven't fixed the glitch of the 3-on-3, I see. So good job, EA. We're going to put Jason Pominville in there, and we're going to continue simulating. He's out. Oh, he's not out too long. So it was a 3-2 loss and a 3-2 overtime loss. And now we go up against the 10-18-4 LA Kings. Let's see what they got. First period, 0-0. Second period, 3-3. So Sonny Milano, Jason Pominville, and Danton Heinen all score. Iafallo, Roy, and Ledoux all score on Gibson. And we're at a 3-3 tie headed into the third. Very interesting. Power play for us killed off by the Kings, and then vice versa. Hutton scores on Gibson, all these randoms. 4-3 game now for the Kings. We need to tighten up defensively. And that is looking like that is our issue on this team. Kopitar makes it 5-3. And we are now, so we are going to be, we're what, 0-2-2? Is that it? Since trading Manson? 0-2-2? Yeah, we are 0-2-2. I'm going to simulate 3 more games and see what happens. Silverberg's available. Not going to bring him back yet because it's a concussion. Let me wait until after the game against the Rangers. 5-0 loss. Sheesh. Okay. Let me make some changes here. It really doesn't make sense. You put David Backes up on the second line and he's a +3. So now Adam Henrique's playing like an 87 overall on the second line. Does that make sense? It doesn't really to me. But maybe the system's telling me something. Maybe I should play David Backes here, and then maybe I'll take Carter Rowney out and put Jakob Silverberg on the fourth line. What are they going to say here? -1. Okay, that's not good. So what if I put Silverberg here? He's a +1. He has 11 goals and 7 assists. That cancels it. This makes everybody a +1. Could do that. What about this? That wouldn't work as well. Let me try it. Put Silverberg here, Milano and Vanek here. Gives it a +1 here. So so really their overalls are 84, 87, and 81. And the overalls here are 88, 87, and 77. Could I just put them on the top line and that same thing happens? Hold on. No, it doesn't. Interesting. They have to all be on the second line, not the first line. Okay, I guess that has to do with how the coach rolls with the lines or whatever the line or the thing is there. So I'm going to put Silverberg back on his lines. Give me a second. I'm going to spread the wealth a little bit. I'm going to put Cam Fowler here on the second pair. Put Stone up on the first pair. Hopefully that helps the defense a little bit. Christian Juice has been struggling. He's at a -5. So maybe I'll take out Juice and I'll put Michael Del Zotto. See if that has any sort of effects. So they're still a +1, so sounds good to me. Let me fix the power play lines. Vanek up here gives it a +1 with Del Zotto down here and Jason Pominville instead of Sonny Milano since he's doing better. Penalty kill -3 now. Ooh, with David Backes. That makes sense because he's a better we put David Backes instead of Carter Rowney and they have a -3. Oh man, it really doesn't make sense. Can I put Adam Henrique here? Nope, gives it a -2. Okay, putting Danton Heinen here makes it a 0, so I guess I'll keep Heinen there. Hopefully our penalty kill doesn't suffer too much, because then I'm going to have to just override what I think about line chemistry. Not going to put Campbell in nets, because he's been a disgrace. How are we doing in the minors, by the way? Max Comtois, nothing special. Lundstrom, 20 points. Jones, 14 points. Back to the simulation with those small changes made. And hopefully don't need to make any others because then those would be by trade because we don't have much else we can do with the players that we have. Philadelphia Flyers, we lose in a shootout. Devils, we lose 5-1. New York Islanders, 12-20 and 2. We lose against them? What? A third and Matt Irwin for a third and a fourth. Don't need to do that. And we beat the Rangers narrowly by a score of 5-4. Vegas Golden Knights, they have a good record. We beat them in a shootout. Flyers, we play them again. We win 4-3 this time after we lost in a shootout last time. We beat the Golden Knights, and then we lost to the Coyotes. Okay, slowly. We're 21-16 and 4. A third, a fifth, and Matt Irwin for 2 thirds. So basically swap thirds this year and give me Matt Irwin in a fifth, and I give you a third. How is Boston? No, they're a good team now. I'd rather keep my third this season. Nashville Predators, we lose 5-2. Blue Jackets, we lose 4-2. And we are on a 4-game losing streak as we are now 21-19 and 4. Time to make some changes, I think. So let me see how, what's Danton Heinen up to these days? Henrique has 34 in 44. Hopefully that's what has to do with that line chemistry. Raquel's waking up even. He has 27 points. Okay, that's good. Everybody's doing all right. Vanek's struggling a bit because of his position on the third line, I guess. Sam Steele's a -10. Lindholm's a 0. Cam Fowler's a -5. The negatives are really crazy. How's Backes doing? He has 5 points in 13 games. All right. Heinen has 8 in 44. Not a big fan of Christian Juice either. Maybe I'll trade Juice. He is only 25, but really struggling. I'm going to see what I can get if I traded Heinen and Juice. If not, maybe just Heinen. Let's see what the system says. Wow, I could get Kevin Hayes and a second and a fourth from the Philadelphia Flyers. That contract is just brutal. My goodness, 7 years at 7 point whatever. He's only an 82 overall? Sheesh. Man, I could really milk the Flyers for that one, but I'm not going to do that. So Juice and Heinen is what I'm looking at. It looks like I can get some, like a second and a third type of thing, but I want to get someone on defense to help me out. I don't want just draft picks. I could get like a second and Carter, and Caden Primo. That's what I was seeing. Oh, a fourth and Caden Primo. Second and a third and a prospect. Second and a third, Jonathan Dahlin. Andreas Janssen and 2 fourths. That's interesting. Second, third, and fourth, fifth. So Andreas Janssen and 2 fourths. That's interesting. I guess he must be low rated in this game or something. 81 overall, 6 goals, 8 assists. Yikes. Yeah, he's not that great. But he is a pretty half decent player. Great. He was a Brooklyn Bellow legend as well. So I'm going to do my own trade scouting, I guess. I'm going to see what kind of defenseman I could get for these two. It's difficult to find any trading partners that want to do what I'm offering. I'm trying to get Ville Heinola from the Winnipeg Jets. Medium top 4D, 77 overall, 18 years old. But it doesn't seem like they want to, because then they have to put Juice on waivers if they take him. So I don't want to trade too many picks, but yeah, they don't want to do it if Juice is involved, because then they can't keep Juice. So maybe if I throw in, I have a St. Louis 7th next year, would that be enough? Still a bit low. I'm not going to play games where I end up giving them 2/3. If they want to take another 6th, I'll give it to them. Trade accepted. All right, well, thank you, Winnipeg, for the prospect. Thank you, Danton Heinen, for your service. Now I'm going to edit up the lines. Michael Del Zotto will draw into the lineup for Juice. And on the 4th line, Carter Rowney will draw back into the lineup right there. And let me just make a few more changes. So here's how the minors look now, making sure everyone's getting +1 and everyone's getting correct playing time. I made some changes. On defense, looks like this. Heinola, Gouli, Irwin, Mahura all have +3s. So they're playing like 80s and 81s here. Goodbranson and Weidman on the bottom pair, so I really like that. Power play got going, very happy. In the NHL, things are looking like this. Carter Rowney back on the 4th line. Milano's up to an 80 overall, very nice. All these plus, Sam Steele up to an 81, also very nice. Everyone's loving their little pluses. On defense, Lindholm, Stone, Larson, Fowler is going to be how I keep it with Del Zotto and Person. And things are looking good, although we may not be good this season anymore with trading Heinen and Manson. We still have a decent team to look forward to in the future. Even if we're not that good this season, I would prefer probably that we start to lose more or we start to make a playoff push, but you know, we kind of need that elite player to build around, so I wouldn't mind losing. But we do have a nice future set up for ourselves with the way that the youngsters have been playing. So let's continue the simulation. We're going to hop over through Christmas and get to the game against the Sharks. 4 more games to simulate with these new changes. A 3-1 win against the Blackhawks. I'm not going to do that. A 3-2 shootout win against the Blues. We have a couple games here before the break. We lose 4-0. 3rd and a 4th in Irwin for a 2nd next year. Now I want to keep my picks this year. Hurricanes, we win 4-0. We're 24, 20, and 4. No, I'm not going to trade Palmville anymore, the way things have been going. Let me decline and edit the trade block here. Let me take Palmville and Vanek off. Unless I do want to trade them by the trade deadline to someone who's going to give me something nice. And then I just tank for the rest of the year. Not sure. So let's check out this game against the San Jose Sharks. I'm going to start checking out some games against other teams as well, so it's not always the same two. Del Zotto gets an early goal on Aaron Dell, and we are tied 1-1 after the first. Evander Kane. 2nd period, we're up 2-1 thanks to Jakob Silverberg. And now the 3rd period, we take it 3-1 thanks to our captain, Ryan Getzlaf, as we win 3-1. And we are looking like a half-decent team, but the problem is we're just going to be on that bubble just outside, I feel, at the end of the year. I don't want to be that team. Not going to make any trades yet here with Matt Irwin. 4-1 loss against the Coyotes and a 4-1 win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's pretty crazy. We're now in LA against the 23-25 and 4 Kings. First period 0-0, second period 2-0 thanks to Persson and Lindholm. And only 13 shots on net for the Kings, so looks like we're doing pretty well. Schaller scores on Jack Campbell. Would be nice if he could get himself a win over here. Jackie boy, I hope Ryan Miller's doing well in Toronto these days. We kill off a couple power plays of the Kings. We're up by 1 with 5 minutes left, and we will take it 2-1 the final to beat our California rivals twice in 1 week, being the Sharks and the Kings. Let's go up to the game against Florida, see Josh Manson, see how he's doing. We have a little Eastern trip here against the Senators. We lose 7-1, one of the worst teams in the league. We beat the Canadiens 3-0, beat the Leafs 3-2. We lose 5-1. Oh, here's a trade. Not that huge. To Tampa Bay, Duclair and Phaneuf to Tampa Bay for Cal Foote and Salda. Cal Foote, 69 overall. I think he's 21 years old. Bit of a decent trade. It's nothing too wild. Don't want Jake Gardiner for 2 seconds. We lose against the Sabres. We lose against the Blues. And we win against the Flames. And now another trade to Washington. Jay Bouwmeester, Robert Bortuzzo, and a third for Haas and a fourth. Okay. Isaac Lundstrom injured with a sore hip. I'll have to go and fix that down in San Diego. Give me a second. Up against the Canucks now. We are 30-24-4. Man, this is really, really difficult right now. We are just on that bubble. Are we going to be sellers? Oh, here's a blockbuster. From San Jose to Vegas, Mark Edward Vlasic and Neusen go to Vegas for Marc-Andre Fleury and Korczak. Wow, so basically Vlasic and a prospect for Marc-Andre Fleury to the Sharks. That's a huge deal right there. We lose against the Sharks. We beat the Flames. Here's another one. Wow. A first, a second, and Colton Sevier to Carolina for Sami Vatanen, Justin Williams, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and Anton Forsberg. Now that's quite a blockbuster. The Florida Panthers are making a push. So let's fix the lines in San Diego, and then let's go play the Florida Panthers. Here we go. We are 31-25-4. We're in the playoffs. We're in front of the wild card by a couple of points. And the Panthers are 30-23-6 and definitely making a push this season. They are buyers. So first period, goal for Jakob Silfverberg on Sergei Bobrovsky. Second period, 1-1 thanks to Brian Boyle. We're tied up. Mark Stone makes it 2-1. Mark Stone, what am I saying? Is it Michael Stone makes it 2-1 for us? That might be one of his first goals with us as well. 10 minutes left in this third period. We're being outshot by a third, but we're still up by 1. Can we hang on to this game thanks to John Gibson with a couple minutes left? And we will. A 2-1 victory. 35 save performance from John Gibson, I presume. Big win. 32-25-4. Do we tank the rest of this season or not? That is the issue. That is the issue. Let's check out the stats here. Everybody's clicking. Getzlaff 46, Henrique 43, Silfverberg, Raquel. Vanek is really struggling in the plus-minus category, so is Sam Steele. That third line is doing terrible defensively, but what are you going to do? Ryan Kessler has 15 points. Where's Baquez? He has 12 points in 30 games. What a guy. What's his name here? Michael Stone, yeah. Carter Rowney has 12 and 50. Nicolas Deslauriers is still going. Delzato 6 and 28. Man. Goalies, how are we looking? Campbell is 7-5-0 with a shutout. Good for him. Gibson 25-21-4. So he fell off a little bit, to be honest. It's a classic season from Gibson, though, where he has a good stats but bad numbers. Sorry, good numbers but bad winning record. In San Diego, how are we looking? Lundstrom 44 and 46. Very nice. Ville Heinola has 33 and 55 with a plus 30. Maxime Comtois. I'd like to see more from Max Jones as well. Former first-round pick. Gooley doing well. So we're doing well down in San Diego. Can't complain for them. Just, do I trade Pominville and Vanek? Do I trade Pominville and Vanek? Because the problem is, I don't know. Has their trade value increased, or is it still the same as the start of the season? Does the game take into account their in-game performance for their trade value? Owen Tippett's up to a 76, by the way, so I like to see that. And Sam Steele's up to an 82. Very nice. I love to see that. Silverberg, Milano as an 80, so Vanek and Pominville, decent trade value. I'm going to see what I could get if I were to trade them. So no one wants Pominville and Vanek together. What if I were to just trade Thomas Vanek, who seems to have a very marginal amount more trade value? I could get a third and Biega. I could get a fourth and a fifth and Frank Vetrano. That's interesting. Third, fourth, seventh and Antti Sorella. Trevor Lewis. Third, fourth, Anton Waked. Third, fourth, 2 fourths and Ron Hainsey. Fourth, Kevin Hayes for Thomas Vanek. That would be something with 2 fourths. Third and a fourth, third and a fourth, third and a fourth. So it looks like a third and a fourth is what I can get at the max. If I go to Florida, I can get third, fourth, and this guy keeper. All right, boys. I think I know what we're going to do. I got to make a decision here as the GM. I don't want to sell everybody, but we need to be realistic. There are teams that are coming to us who are giving us offers, and I think in the real world, we would make these trades. So I am going to trade Thomas Vanek. I am going to trade Jason Pominville. And if we make the playoffs, we make the playoffs. I can't control that. But I'm going to do what I should do as the general manager and look out for this team. I think I can get, should I take a third in Biega? I'm going to look through all these options and see what would be best, and I'll come back with my decision. So I'll see if I can get this from the Winnipeg Jets, a third, a fourth, and a sixth. The third that I got from the Florida deal, the fourth I traded them for the Heinola deal, and my own sixth that was also in that deal. Try to just get those picks back. So I could get a third from Detroit, which is a terrible team, which would be a better pick, blah, blah, blah. But I want to be realistic. Teams that are buyers will be teams that have good records and that want to go on runs. So will they make this trade? They will. So you know what? I will make it. Bang, Thomas Vanek to the Winnipeg Jets. Thank you for your service, Thomas, and I wish you all the best as you go to make a run for the Cup. So I'm going to fix the lines. I'm going to see what I can do for Jason Pominville. For Jason Pominville, there's a few good offers like Vetrano and a third and a fourth from the Panthers, I think. No, a fourth and a fifth in Vetrano, but I'd rather go a third and a fourth. Send Jason Pominville to the Montreal Canadiens where he's from. He could have a run for the Cup because they're a good team as well. So I'd like to do that trade. I'm going to send Jason Pominville to the Montreal Canadiens for a third and a third next year from Chicago and my own fourth this year. So thank you, Montreal. I will send that trade to you. That is done. Thank you, Thomas Vanek. Thank you, Jason Pominville. Now I'm going to fix up these lines and be back in a second. All right, so lines will look like this in the minors and look like this in the NHL. Rowney's up here on the second line, Backes, Sherwood, all this stuff. So listen, boys, if this team wants to win hockey games, as it is looking at it right now, then I will let it win hockey games. If they want to win the Cup, no problem. Let's go for it, boys. Maybe I'll try Milano up here, actually. We have some Backes, Henrique, Getzlaff, Kessler, Eves. Some old boys are out here. 35 years old. If they want to go run for a Cup, then I will let them go run for a Cup. But with Pominville and with and Vanek, it makes sense that teams would be knocking on my door saying, what is it going to take for me to get them? And it makes sense that I say, hey, give me a third, give me a fourth. We're at the trade deadline. It just makes sense, and that is what has happened. If we keep winning games, I'm all for it. But right now, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I don't think that it makes sense for us to keep those guys and then just barely miss in the playoffs or something like that. Sore hip again for Lundstrom. I don't know why it says that he can play when he can't really play. It just keeps lying to me, but okay. Keep going like that. San Diego was doing quite well, I believe. A third, a fourth, and no, I don't want to trade Irwin. Okay, Colorado Avalanche, we lose 4-2 against them. Vegas Golden Knights, Michael Stone, mild concussion. Sheesh, man. Injuries. Christian Juice will come into the third pair right there with Del Zotto. Okay, Vegas Golden Knights, we lose 3-2 in a shootout against them. Let's continue simulating. What game should we go see? What does my heart desire? Let's go see the Maple Leafs and Ryan Miller. Let's see how they're doing. Okay, Lundstrom's available. I don't believe you. I'm going to wait another few games. We lose 4-3 against the Oilers. Stone is available. Okay. So Stone is not really available, but I will take this opportunity to go and put Lundstrom back in the lineup with this broken system. Even though it still says a playable injury. Okay. Pittsburgh Penguins are a very good hockey team. They shut us out 2-0. We lose 4-2 against the Devils. Juice has a bruised arm. Okay, take this opportunity to put Stone back in the lineup. Thank you very much. I also think I'm going to go put Raquel back on the first line like that. Put Milano on the second. We lose 5-3 against the... Okay, we lose in regulation, then we lose in a shootout to put us at 32-30-6, which has us on the bottom right here. I'm going to wait till our conference comes around. Penguins are killing it with 94 points. That puts us just on the outside with 70 points, I believe. So we are out of the playoffs right now. If we want to make it, we got to start winning, but we got to decide what kind of team we are going to be. So let's see. First period, Matthews scores on Gibson. Second period, goal from Alexander Kerfoot. We're down 2-0. Rickard Rakell on Kaskisuo. He has 2 goals in 2 minutes, in 1 minute exactly. 2-2 game thanks to Rickard Rakell. Great job, Bello. We're tied at 2. I guess Anderson's injured, so it's Kaskisuo and Ryan Miller. 2-2 game. Are we headed to overtime? Yes, we are. Let's hop in and see it. Here we go, boys. Ryan Getzlaf and Austin Matthews at the face-off here at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Let's get it. And now I have a power play for the Maple Leafs. Interference call on Ryan Getzlaf. Eyes looks like he's going to go on a chainsaw spree. Okay. Pitt's call. Move, big save, rebound. Again, Gibson is there. Big saves to keep us in this. Adam Henrique walking in front of Person. Hangs on. Oof, nice decision to let it go there. But Kaskisuo's... Oh, Manaj, big blocker. Manaj, big pad save from John Gibson right there. Truly, truly keeping us in this game. Nice shot stopped by the pad of Kaskisuo, and then other way, and Gibson makes a big save himself. Big one-timer save by Gibson. Another penalty. Oh my, hooking. 5-on-3 power play for 5 seconds. Someone got caught hooking. Number 28, is that Stone? Yeah. Foolish decision. Here's a chance, and there you go. William Nylander wins it for the Leafs in overtime after 4 solid minutes of me sitting here watching us dump the puck and John Gibson kill himself to make saves. 39 shots, and John Gibson can't get the win. Oh, man. I guess it's good. I guess it's all right though. If we're gonna lose, then let's lose. Let's not be on the bubble. Let's keep it going through the month of March and see what the Stars have to decide. Minnesota Wild, we lose in regulation to them. Juice is available. Don't want them. Ottawa Senators are a terrible team. We beat them at least 4-1. LA Kings were in a sim through that game. Also another bad team. We barely beat them 6-5. We beat the Canadians in overtime. Adam Henrique, mild concussion. Okay, I'm going to go check Adam Henrique, and I'm also going to update the scouts for scouting, so just give me a second there. Scouts are sent out, lineup is fixed, we're ready to continue simulating on in this 2019-2020 regular season. The season is just about done, so we are going to, let's watch the last couple games. Well, that's what we'll do. The Canucks, we have a little Western Canada road trip here. We lose in a shootout to the Canucks. Adam Henrique is back. Fixed the lines up again. I called up this guy Dosty from the minors who wasn't even playing. He'll be our new healthy scratch if there's any more forward injuries. Beat the Oilers in regulation. Beat the Flames 7-4. Okay. Vancouver Canucks, we beat them 5-1. We lose to the Oilers 3-2. Dallas Stars, we win 6-1, and we are in a wild card spot, my friends. We are in a wild card spot. Now, do we make the playoffs? What are the different types of scenarios that could happen here? We have 86 points. Both wild card spots are in the Pacific Division right now. The Oilers can't, so no one can catch us in the Pacific. It's between the Canucks, the Ducks, ourselves, the Wild, and the Predators. Is that it? and I guess the Stars as well. So there's 5 teams vying for those 2 spots, as we can see by this right here. So if we win just one of our last 2 games, I believe we are in the playoffs guaranteed. We just need to win one of our last 2 games and we're in. Yeah, that's the way it works. Let's say the Canucks win their game, they're at 88. Now let's say we lose both our games, we're at 86, and then the Wild win their game, they're at 86. So the only way we don't make the playoffs is if we lose both our games and the Canucks win theirs. I believe that. And then the Wild have to win their game and we have to lose both of ours. Yeah. So we have 2 games left against the Kings and the Sharks. We just need 1 out of a possible 4 points and we are in the playoffs. And once you make the dance, you never know what could happen. So first period here against the Kings, Trevor Lewis scores on John Gibson. First period ends 2-1 as Sam Steele and Ryan Kessler get a couple goals for us. Kessler, he has new life. He wants to make the playoffs. Second period, 3-2. Kessler's second goal of the game. All right. And Jeff Carter brings them within 1. Third period now. LA power play. We kill it off. We are up by 1. Shots about even. We just need to win and we're in. Is this the game where we clinch a playoff berth for the 2019-2020 regular season, where we were thought to be rebuilders? Do we make the playoffs? We do, boys. The Anaheim Ducks are in the playoffs in their first year of fixing the franchise. Ryan Kessler scores 2 goals, and we are in. 1 more game on the season up against the San Jose Sharks. Let's see what we can do against them to finish off the year. 40 wins, 33 losses, 8 overtime losses. We're 7-2-1 in our last 10. What a push at the end of the season. First period, goal for Logan Couture, as always. Second period, goal for Joe Thornton. Big Joe wants it, and Sam Steele scores as well on Marc-Andre Fleury, new goaltender of the San Jose Sharks. We're being outshot 23-9 at that point. Brandon Davidson scores, and Michael Stone scores. Okay. We are now down by 1. 12 minutes left. Being outshot 28-17. Down by 1. Sharks have a power play that we kill off. Final minutes. Can we go into the playoffs on a high note? We will not go on a high note, but we are in the playoffs nonetheless. A 3-2 loss. And we are in the playoffs, boys. We have made it. What a wild, wild ride. We just squeak into the playoffs. Ryan Getzlaf, our captain, leads us there with 67 points. Rickard Rakell gets 64, a true playmaker. Jakob Silfverberg with 32 goals was a huge influence on the season. Sam Steele, a very good year, 53 points in his first full campaign. Hampus Lindholm, 30. It really falls off after that. 31. Sonny Milano, 28. David Backes had 22 and 51. Good for him. Man of God, a legend. Nicolas Delorier, he wants to raise the cup. Ryan Kessler wants to raise the cup. Carter Rowney wants the cup. Man, oh man, Michael Del Zotto, love Del Zotto. He had a good year. Eves and Sherwood both get 8 points in 21 games. Good for them. Okay, and of course John Gibson, 32, 30, and 6 with 4 shutouts. 2.53 goals against, 920 save percentage. Jack Campbell didn't do too bad in the end. 8-5-2 with a shutout. Got to give it to him. Jackie. Let's see the entire NHL. How did it go in the rest of the league? All skaters, full points. Let's see it. It's Jack Eichel with 100 points in 82 games. Barkov 96, Sagan, Tavares, Radulov 92. All the usuals that you would see. In the real NHL, you'd see it up a bit more. That's what where the sliders come into play. Like the top scores would be in the hundreds, not the high 80s or 90s. Ovi scores 49 goals with 83 points. Patrick Kane 80. No one too surprising in that top. Ovechkin leads the league in goals with 49. Pacioretty 42. Gallagher had 39. Rookie skaters, it was Jack Hughes with 55 points. Woo, just behind him is Sam Steele. Sam Steele, close to he's definitely in Calder contention. I don't think he'll beat Jack Hughes, but he's up there. Capo Caco with 50 points. He did well. Alex Nylander, Quinn Hughes, Kubalik, Martin Necas, I believe is how you pronounce it. Nick Suzuki with 36. Interesting. Defenseman in the NHL, it was Oliver Ekman-Larsson who led the way there. PK Subban in this fantasy world is doing well. Good for him. Goalies, it was Corey Crawford with 42 wins leading the NHL. Linus Ullmark, 83 overall, 38 wins and 7 shutouts. Definitely the classic EA that overall does not matter. And that's about it. Vasilevsky, 899 save percentage. Okay, 91 overall. Man, oh man. Now let's check out San Diego as well. See how the scoring went there. I believe it was Isaac Lundstrom. Yeah, 58 points in 62 games for him. Ville Heinola, 43 points in 73 games. Comtois, 45 in 66. Jones, 37 in 66. Gooley, 36. Pretty good season all around. I'm happy with how San Diego played. What I want to see, they went 44, 20, and 2. What I want to see is the progress reports from this season. Let me just quickly see who is doing what. So Sam Steele went up 23 attribute modifications. Larson up to an 80 overall. Okay, Jakob Larson, very nice. I'm happy to see that. He is at an 80 overall. Sherwood up 10, Milano up 2. He's an 80 overall now. Let's check in the system. Braden Tracy, who has top 6 potential, playing with the Royals. He is up to a 67. Owen Tippett's up to a 76. Very nice. Happy to see that. He's listed as a 4th line forward, likely in the NHL next season. He scored 32 goals and 52 assists for 84 points in 51 games over in Mississauga. Benoit Olivier-Giroux is up to a 71. Gooley 78. Kopaka, Jones at a 76. Very nice. Axel Anderson, 67. No modifications from any goalies, including Jack Campbell or John Gibson. So to finish it off, let's see who will we be playing in round 1 of the playoffs here in year 1 of fixing the franchise. Although we may not make it further than the first round, we pushed it and the boys had some heart. I'd like to go far. I'd rather that we have gotten a good draft pick than just lose in the first round. But let's see who our opponent will be in year number 1, round number 1. It is the Arizona Coyotes, who had a 46, 27, and 9 record in the regular season. So in the next episode, we will do the entire playoffs. If it's short, then it's short. And then after that video will be the off season. But we're not looking at that yet. Right now we are focused all our energy on the playoffs. Taylor Hall, Nick Schmaltz, Clayton Keller, Phil Kessel, all the boys are out. On defense, of course, is Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Jarmelson, Goligoski, Chychrun, Demers. Who's in nets? Mr. Darcy, yep, with Antti Ranta, 285s. No injuries. It's going to be a good series, boys. So thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in episode 3 for year number 1 playoffs here as we fix the franchise in Anaheim. And I will see you then.